Look, I need you to understand something before we begin. I did not choose this life. I became a lighthouse keeper because I hate people. That's it. That's the whole reason. People are loud, they ask questions, and they never return my Tupperware. The sea doesn't do any of that. The sea just sits there, being wet and moody and occasionally drowning my ancestors. It's a simple relationship. My name is Kale. I'm 29. I've lived on this miserable rock for 11 years. My only friends are a seagull with one leg and a jar of pickled eggs I talk to when the loneliness gets bad. And then, the sea vomited a merman onto my beach. It was the storm of the century, wind screaming like my mother-in-law. I don't have a mother-in-law, but if I did, that's what she'd sound like. Waves the size of buildings. I was in the lighthouse, doing my job, which is to sit there and make sure the big light stays on. Thrilling work. Morning came. The storm left. I went outside to assess the damage and found a half-naked fish person passed out in my kelp. He was beautiful, which was annoying. Scales the color of bruised plums, hair like black silk, a tail that would make a mermaid jealous, and a face that looked like it had been carved by an artist who really cared about jawlines. I poked him with a stick. "You dead?" He opened his eyes. Gold. Deep sea gold. He looked at me like I was the last person on earth. Then he opened his mouth and nothing came out. No voice, just a rasping, broken whisper of air. He tried again. Nothing. "Great," I said. "A mute fish person. This is fine. This is totally fine." He reached for me. On his arm, light started glowing, blue-green and weird. It traced shapes across his skin. Pictures. A lighthouse, a person, a heart. I sighed. "You want me to help you?" He nodded. "Do you bite?" He shook his head. "Do you have any diseases I should know about?" He gave me a look. The look said, "I am dying on your beach, and you're asking about diseases." "Fair point," I said. "Let's go." I carried him up 173 steps. Let me repeat that. 173 steps with a soggy merman in my arms. My back still hasn't forgiven me. I laid him by the fire, wrapped him in blankets, fed him soup. He looked at the soup like I'd handed him poison. "It's clam chowder," I said. "I thought you'd like it." He wrote on his arm with the light, "I am not a clam." Could have fooled me. He threw the blanket at my face. The first week was awkward. He slept a lot. I talked a lot. He couldn't answer, so I just monologued about my feelings, which is something I've never done with another living creature. It was terrifying. "I'm Kale," I said on day 2. "I'm a lighthouse keeper. I hate storms. I hate seagulls, except for Kevin, who has one leg and respect for personal boundaries. My father drowned when I was 7. I don't talk about it. I'm talking about it now because you can't hear me. Or you can hear me, but you can't respond. Either way, it's fine." He wrote on his arm, "I can hear you." "Oh. You are very loud." "Sorry." "And lonely." "I'm not." "And sad. And scared. And you haven't been touched by another person in 7 years." I stared at him. "That's rude. You don't know me." He wrote, "I know you. Not you, but someone like you. Someone I loved." I didn't know what to do with that, so I made more soup. On day 5, he wrote his whole story. It took hours. His arm glowed and faded, tracing images and words and feelings across his skin. I copied everything onto paper. His name was Wren. He was from a city beneath the sea. coral spires, sand streets, merpeople politics, which sounded exhausting. He had fallen in love with a human, a man who looked exactly like me. Not me, a different me, a previous version. Apparently, merpeople believe in reincarnation. Souls get recycled, bodies change. Love doesn't. The human, my original, had died. Ren was exiled for loving him. Merpeople law. Do not love the surface dwellers. They are temporary. They break. Ren had searched for 100 years, crossed 2 oceans, lost his voice to hunters who chased him. And then he found me. Standing in my lighthouse, alone. Of all the souls in all the world, I said, you walked into my lighthouse. He wrote, that is a quote from a movie. How do you know about movies? You're a fish. I have been watching humans for a century. I know many things. Like what? Like you are pretending not to believe in fate, because believing is scary. I closed my mouth, opened it, closed it again. You're very annoying for someone with no voice, I said. He smiled. It was the first time I'd seen him smile. It was like watching the sun rise over a world I'd forgotten existed. On day 8, the hunters came. Not from the sea, from the sky. The hunter queen had found us. She stood on the rocks below the lighthouse, white-eyed and terrible, and demanded Ren's return. I went outside. I looked down at her. I said, no. She said, he is exiled. He is ours to punish. I said, he's under my protection now. This island is my territory. The sea has no claim here. She laughed. It sounded like ice breaking. You think your human laws matter? I think, I said, that you're scared of him. Because if a merman can love a human, then everything you believe about your superiority is a lie. She stopped laughing. Behind me, Ren came out of the lighthouse. He stood beside me. His hand found mine. His skin glowed. Brave, foolish, mine. You have until the full moon, the queen said. Then she slid back into the water. Ren wrote, she lied. She will come tomorrow. How do you know? Because I know her. She is my mother. I'm sorry, what? Your mother? I yelled. The terrifying hunter queen is your mom? Ren wrote, family dinners were awkward. You have a sense of humor? Now? When we're about to be attacked? Humor is a coping mechanism. I know! It's my coping mechanism. You can't steal it. He patted my cheek. His palm was warm. He wrote, we will survive this. Then we will argue about who gets to be the funny one. I'm the funny one, I said. We'll see. She came at dawn. Not alone. An army. Black-scaled warriors climbing the cliffs, crawling up the lighthouse walls, pouring through windows. Ren fought. I fought. I used a harpoon that belonged to my father. I used a frying pan. I used a very angry seagull. Kevin earned his keep that day. But there were too many. A warrior raked her claws across Ren's chest. He fell. His blood was blue and glowing. His light was dimming. I screamed. I don't remember what I said. Probably something embarrassing. Ren looked at me. His hand touched my ankle. His palm blazed with light. Not a message, not words. A weapon. a bomb he'd been storing for 100 years. The light exploded, blue-white and searing. It threw the hunters back. It sent the queen tumbling into the sea. And Wren went still. No breath, no heartbeat. Just cold, silent, dying. I carried him to the water's edge. I waded into the sea. The cold stole my breath. The waves kissed my chin. "You loved a human once," I said to his face. "He died. You came back for his ghost. Now I'm asking you to come back for me." Nothing. "Please," I said. "I haven't said it yet. I haven't told you." His eyes opened. Gold. Deep sea gold. Alive. He looked at me. His lips moved. No sound, but I understood. "Tell me now." "I love you," I said. "I love you, and I'm terrified, and I'm bad at feelings, and I talk to a jar of pickled eggs, but I love you. So don't you dare die. Don't you dare leave me alone on this stupid rock with nothing but seagulls and memories." He smiled. Then he pulled himself up. His tail found purchase on the sandy bottom. He stood beside me, one hand raised, and he faced the sea where his mother was regrouping. He opened his mouth, and he sang. Not words, just a note, low and resonant, vibrating through water and air and bone. His voice was broken. It would never be fully healed. But it was there, fighting its way back. He sang a song of exile and heartbreak, a song of 100 years of searching, a song of finding. And then he sang the words that changed everything. "I renounce my exile. I renounce my people. I renounce the sea itself. I choose him. I choose land. I choose mortality." The queen screamed, "You can't!" Wren looked at me. He kissed me. And the world exploded into light. When the light faded, Wren's tail was gone. He had legs, pale, trembling human legs. He stood on the sand, swaying, his weight leaning on me. His skin was warm brown now. His eyes were still gold. "You're human," I whispered. "I'm yours," he said. His voice was a rasp, a whisper, the most beautiful sound I'd ever heard. The queen stared. Her army stared. "You are no longer Mer," she said finally. "You are no longer ours. You are his." She slid beneath the water. The sea swallowed her. Wren looked at me. "I've been looking for you," he said, "for 100 years. "That's a lot of pressure," I said. "What if I'm boring?" "You talked to a jar of pickled eggs for 7 years. You're not boring, you're insane. There's a difference." I laughed. I was crying. I didn't care. "We have a lot to figure out," I said. "You have legs now. Do you know how to walk?" "No." "Do you know how to use a toilet?" "No." "Do you know what taxes are?" "Please stop talking." "I'm the funny one," I said. He kissed me again. "We'll take turns." That was 3 years ago. Wren walks now. Mostly. He still falls downstairs. He still tries to communicate by glowing. He can't anymore. The bioluminescence faded with his tail. He still looks at me like I'm the only person in the world. We live in the lighthouse together. Kevin the seagull tolerates him. The jar of pickled eggs has been retired to a shelf. Sometimes, late at night, Wren stands at the window and looks at the sea. I ask him if he misses it. He says, no. I say, liar. He says, I miss the quiet. I don't miss the loneliness. I was alone in the ocean for 100 years. I would rather be on land with you for one day than in the sea without you for eternity. That's very romantic. Did you practice that? I practiced it for 100 years. Still counts. He laughs. His voice is stronger now. Warm. Human. The sea still lies. The sea still takes. But sometimes, just sometimes, the sea gives back. And sometimes it gives back a beautiful, annoying, glow-in-the-dark fish person who won't stop stealing your jokes and your heart. I didn't choose this life, but I'd choose him every time.